Let's get down to business. Was it big business or was it just utter pish? Yeah, let's go, guys. It's AEW 13th of March. Unlucky for some, unlucky for me because I'm watching it, I'm reviewing it. I hate this show. I hate wrestling. I can't deny it. I think for too long on this channel, we've went around our merry ways and just been like, it's bad, but that's just wrestling these days. 4 out of 10, 3 out of 10. I am not sugarcoating this pish anymore. So if you hate wrestling and you want Fog Wrestling to bury it, give me a hell yeah. Anyway, guys, Mercedes Moné comes out. It's the big debut comes out. Now, we've already made a separate vid on her promo and her actual debut. So if you want to go check it out, check it out. I'm not going to go over this too much, but it sucked, right? She's crying. Welcome home, right? Yeah, she's from Boston. We're in Boston, but it was cringe. Just says, chase my dreams, Eddie Guerrero pop there. I can't wait. There's everyone on the back, they're on notice because I can't wait to have great wrestling matches with you. I'm falling asleep here. And guess what? Rio taking on Willow Nightingale. What is that all about? But it's the generic way for these people to come into new companies. I mean, it happens at every company that they just want to wrestle people and wrestle the new stars. Well, I say the new stars, the new guys, right? It's pathetic, right? Awful debut, awful promo. It's flat already. They did the exact same with CM Punk, man. Obviously, CM Punk's way better than Mercedes Moné, but yeah, obviously has to mention Eddie Guerrero to get a cheap pop. Fucking pathetic. Renee Young knows she's backstage. Cuts an interview with Samoa Joe. He says tonight smells like money and debts need to be paid, and he won't be losing his championship. That is for sure. Adam Cole is reading a book, and apparently the book is about Wardlow ending up as champion. And how do we kick off tonight's show? Well, match wise, we've got Samoa Joe taking on Wardlow. I'm sorry, what is this about? What actually is this about? Why is this kicking off the show? But Willow Nightingale against Rio is the main event. Just don't understand it. I mean, it's two big guys fighting. It's not the worst match I've ever seen. Samoa Joe rightfully retains, so that's it. Swerve Strickland then appears on the stage. He takes out security, and then Joe escapes with the belt. What's going to happen there? Akada makes this guy called, I can't even remember, Alex or something, sing happy birthday to Matt. Jabroni City, that's what this is. Then we have, in my opinion, the worst match of the night. Because people can pretend that Eddie Kingston is a great wrestler, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend. The guy takes his straps down, his flabby tits and his stomach are near coming through the TV, man. I'm near throwing up. Okada's got the worst finisher, and one of the worst finishers you'll ever see in professional wrestling. It's like the slowest clothesline you'll ever see. Oh, but let's all pretend this guy's great. Tony Khan should be investigated for fraud. There's no, I do not grasp why he has given this guy 14 million. I mean, it has to be it has to be money laundering. It has to be something. I just don't get it. Eddie Kingston, man, pulling the straps down his beer belly hang. Oh man, I was near sick. Bogging. Minus 5 stars. Honestly, absolutely disgusting. Will Osprey then comes out. He's wearing like a football tracksuit. Guy is like an absolute. I think he's wearing. Is he wearing a Leicester City football top? I can't necessarily tell what he's wearing, but he comes out just generic here. Oh, me and Daniel Bryan were the best wrestlers. AEW's were the best wrestlers. The best wrestlers. Only one man walks out with the win in the 5-star match. Fucking cunt. That's what this is. That's exactly what this is, right? Boring. It's going to be on another level. I can't wait to wrestle him. No feud, just simply want to put on a good match. Fucking garbage. We then have Deonna Purrazzo saying that it ain't over with Tony Storm. It's sad times, folks, when Tony Storm's probably the best thing you've got going in your company, character-wise. Darby Allin takes on Jay White. Jay White wins. Darby Allin's wrestling absolutely humped. No wonder, considering the fact the guy done his back in. After the match, though, you get a bit of a beat down. Bang Bang Gang go to shake Darby's hand, boom, but then there's a bat. Billy Gunn takes the bat for Jay White, then they all get barred, and again, it's like, how many times are they going to have No, honestly, like how many times are they going to have Billy Gunn be betrayed by his own flesh and blood? I mean, it feels like they've whipped it out about 10 times already. We then have Lion Hook taking on Gates of Agony. Gate of Agony, Gates of Agony, Lion Hook, Lion Shook, Lion Shite. Jericho is too old. This match was very sloppy. It was bad. A lot of awkward spots, especially at the start of the match. It wasn't up to much. Hook is shite. Jericho's too old, and Gates of Agony is two fucking jobbers. So put it that way. That's what you've got. Renee Young is in backstage with Kyle O'Reilly, and it's at this point I'm trying not to fall asleep because Kyle O'Reilly, folks, is what's that? What's that, Big Stevie? He's a boring bastard. He essentially says he wants to know if he can hang. He wants to hang with Brian Keefe. Brian Keefe. Brian fucking Keefe. I mean, Kyle O'Reilly and Brian Keefe. What happened to Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Undertaker? What happened to that, folks? What happened to the Macho Man Randy Savage taking on the Ultimate Warrior? What happened? I actually need to know. What happened to Razor Ramon taking on the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels? And today, what have we got? We have got Brian Keefe. The downfall of wrestling is something, right, that in like a couple of 100 years will be studied and be like, how did they get it so fucking wrong? Anyway, Roderick Strong is here. He says, I got a respect for you, Kyle, but if you want to do it on your own, you've got my blessing. Flabby Jericho then enters the fray. Hook. He's got that world champion potential, but Jericho needs to know where he stands across from Hook. And Hook agrees next week. So looks like we're going to get Jericho against Hook next week. I seen a tweet, right, saying that AEW has outgrown Jericho. I don't even think it's a question that AEW's outgrown Jericho. I just think it's a fact that Jericho has been absolute shite for years. And what I mean, but he's just not been in a prominent role in the company. Like, I think modern wrestling just has a problem with making people not feel special unless they're in the main event scene. And even if they're in the main event scene, like title picture wise, they don't automatically feel special. I'm sorry. They don't. Because you've got the likes of Jericho. I mean, apart from, but look, I was going to say apart from Christian, right? But even with Christian, it's like if he had the world title, it would mean so much more. Look at Edge, man. The guy's doing nothing. They've completely butchered that guy. It's absolute shite. Also, next week, it's Eddie Kingston against Okada for the AEW Continental Championship. Now, here, I tell you what, see if Okada doesn't beat Eddie Kingston, that just makes the 14 million look even worse. Alright, anyway, main event time. We've got Rio against Willow Nightingale with Chris Statlander. For whatever reason, this is in the main event. Is this a reaction to WWE where, you know, on Raw they gave us the first 2 hours were just pretty much women's matches? Is this because Tony Khan's been under fire for the lack of women's wrestling on the show? Is this because Sasha Banks came out and said this match would be the main event? Did she go off script? Did she back Tony Khan into a corner by pretending that this match would be in the main event? I'm not too sure. Is it him virtue signaling to Sasha Banks like, oh, you made the right choice, Sasha, because there's a women's main event tonight. Rio weighs about 10 pounds, and then you've got Willow Nightingale who weighs about 420 pounds. It's just a mess. The match itself fucking sucked. This shouldn't main event anything. The fact you've got a world title match tonight, the fact you had the Elite and Okada in a 3-on-3 match, Okada's getting paid $4 million a year and he can't main event Dynamite to Rio and Willow Nightingale. There's serious problems going on in professional wrestling, folks, and this is honestly one of them. So yeah, essentially, Willow Nightingale wins this botch-filled match. Rio and her both hug. The lights go out. Julia Hart then appears on the ramp. But then you've got Sky Blue coming out, attacks Willow from behind. And he's like, oh, we're going to hit her in the title. But, oh, it's Mercedes Moné here to make the save. Just look. See, in WWE, right? I don't like women's wrestling. I don't like wrestling in general these days, right? But at least in WWE, you can acknowledge the fact that they've actually got, like, women that, if they're in the main event, you can believe it. Like Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte, people like that who... I mean, I don't even like any of them. I dislike all of them, but they've earned their status as like women stars. You look at AEW, there's no one. Who is Sasha Banks going to feud with? Because if she loses, it's a joke. An absolute joke, man. The women in AEW, it's a mess. But that's where we're going to leave this for you guys. I mean, what am I going to give out of 10? I'm going to get a 0. Honestly, fuck this show. I'm not going to pretend I didn't like anything in this. I mean, Samoa Joe, I didn't mind his Wardlow match, but look at the placement on the card. Absolute mess. At least they're defending world titles on shows, though. At least can be said for WWE, where even their workhorse champion gets injured and they don't strip him of the belt. But anyway, guys, till next time, 0 out of 10. Peace.